Welcome to Hmongoose Live. It is a beautiful Thursday evening. I know exactly why you are here. You are here for none other than my special guest of tonight. If you're here, then 歡迎包你上嚟應包上嘅古都 guest Hmong New Year Miss Hmong USA recently crowned just within a week ago. None other than the beautiful Amy Moua from Fresno, California. Um, 我查到就朋友说的就佢啲人就單到就都有個網絡古人咗弄誒羅蒙古 and 網絡就有 Hmongoose Live 我查到就幫佢就係就咗到落住咯睇落去啊，伢啦啲我說都講學古網絡聽出聲Hmong USA 接俾咗 Fresno Amy Moua if today is your first time being on Hmongoose Live, then welcome. I do live streams every once in a while, and if you've never been here before, then do me a huge giant favor. What you can do is you can simply say hi to let me know that you're here. This platform is designed to be incredibly interactive, so say hi, let us know that you're here. At any point, if you want to ask Amy or myself a question, and feel free to type it in the text, or Malaysia internet on all you have to do is direct message me on my Facebook page. If you can only message me if you're my friend, so might as well try to friend me or a message Hmongoose, and then we can send you the private link, and then priority is always given to the people that want to ask Amy questions. That priority is always given to those who want to ask Amy questions in person. Come on the video camera, and you can ask your question to herself. I just ask that you, number one, be extremely polite, as she is our dignitary for tonight. Do me one huge favor. If anything, just help us out by liking and sharing this page just on your social media. If you're watching, take 1 second to push the share button. Of course, if you haven't already, then you can subscribe on Hmongoose for on YouTube, and make sure you hit that notification button. So the question is, who is this year's Miss Hmong USA? If you don't know, then you're gonna find out. Then you know exactly who I'm talking about. But I will go through some of her stuff before I bring her on. She's just sitting on the side here waiting for me to turn her camera live. But let's take one moment to look at Amy a little bit here. So I'm gonna look through some of her social media and whatnot. For those who don't know, you can actually find Amy on Facebook, amy.moa.9. Really easy to find. Just look for her little icon here, her little button here, and you'll see Amy there. Of course, she's live here, and you can, if you're not following her already, then you definitely want to follow her. She's a very extremely charismatic, talented, beautiful young lady, and so you can kind of follow her here on her page. So I highly encourage you to follow Amy on her social media. I did also have an opportunity to film her in some of her talents, and so Amy is incredibly talented at playing the hulusi. And so the hulusi I guess so let's take 1 second to just look at her footage really quick of that. If you haven't already, take one moment and do watch her play. Let's blow this up a little bit. I was able to record her on the 31st, her talents section. And I'll talk a little bit about the pageant a little bit more too once Amy gets here. You can totally hear people talking. um, Amy's watching. She doesn't know that as I'm filming, there's 2 guys on my left. They're, like, totally freaking Amy out. As soon as, Amy starts playing, they're like, "Whoa, that's really beautiful." So if you so if you don't know Amy, you do know Amy now. So without further ado, I could keep talking, but I won't. It's much easier if I just simply bring her on board. I want to thank Amy for joining me tonight. Thank you for joining me tonight. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to chat about it. You can. This is a platform where I want to engage and have people engage my guests. And if you want to come on live and talk to Amy in person too, definitely you can do that. Without further ado, hi Amy, how are you?
Hello, I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing really good. I got a little sick during New Year. I got
Oh, right. I did too. I actually was super sick right in the middle of the pageant, and then right now I'm still recovering.
oh my gosh, you're hiding your sickness. Well, I can't. My throat is shot. So I got
Okay.
really sick on uh on Christmas evening. So I couldn't have Christmas dinner with my family. I just laid in my bed. My kids were like, "Dad, what are you doing?" Like, I don't know. I'm really tired. And
Oh,
then I couldn't go to New Year because I knew I had to film you. And I
mhm,
had to film some breakdancers too, which I never got to.
right.
And then I didn't go to New Year on the first. I wanted to go on the first, but we give it to so the rest is
Mhm.
history.
Right, but I appreciate you for being down the 31st. Thank you so much for that.
Uh, it was really fun. I don't know how the viewers how involved they are in pageants, but I'll make the very clear confession that I've never been to a pageant other than this year. And so I've now known you for 2 pageants actually. So we
Yes,
actually met each other at the Sacramento pageant a little bit before that. I know some of my friends are in Cali Shine, one of your sponsors,
yes.
Cali Cali Shine Import Productions, and so that's how I came to know you. Um, and then again this New Year. But prior to that, I had never even been to a pageant. But I can confess to you and tell you now that it's so exciting. It's
Right.
stressful. It's kung Jenny wanna say with this stress, Ali. Oh my gosh, I can only imagine what it's like to be on the
Mhm.
stage and have to endure that. But you know, I'm a huge pageant fan now. Um,
Awesome. That's the
then
goal. That's the goal of being in the pageant is bringing the community together and showing people how beautiful our culture is by doing these pageants. So
Absolutely.
I'm glad we have a new fan.
Yeah,
We have
you definitely want me as a fan because man, when two things that I fell in love with this year that I never thought I'd be. My background is music,
yes.
but the two things I fell in love with, the first one was Hmong dancing.
Mhm.
I was like, whoa, I've never seen it done like quite like that. And I've been putting that on Hmongoose, and everyone has been kind of really liking the
Mhm.
footage that's been up because I've never seen it. And my motto and everything, Amy, is if I like it, I just want to share it, and I think other people will like it too. And then
Right.
the second thing is Hmong pageants. And so it's been a pleasure knowing you, working with you. Um, and so, is there anything that you want to say to the fans before we get started here?
Yeah, I just want to introduce myself again. Long already did a really good job introducing me. But my name is Amy Moua. I'm here from Fresno, California. I just want to say thank you guys for using your time to tune in on Mongoose tonight to join me and Long. I hope we give you guys a really good show, which we will. He will not let you down. So I just want to say thank you guys and enjoy. Get your popcorn ready.
Um, there's material that I recorded. This is more or less what I recorded. So, um, unfortunately, I wasn't there, so I didn't see the platforms, and I don't have that footage. And I got a little bit of people's talents, yours and most notably yours, and I know Caitlin too. Caitlin's a good friend of mine through Rise, so I got both of yours really well, but I got pretty much all of the Q&A, which
Awesome.
which is what we're going to be looking at today. And from what we discussed, you haven't quite seen all the Q&A too. You've seen your stuff, but you haven't seen the other ones. And so, for those that are watching, that's what we'll do tonight. I find it more interesting when I ask questions as I'm seeing things. And so I do apologize because these videos are not perfected. We really put them together just true because I was like, oh my God, there's so much to look at, but I need to look at something with Amy. And my voice is not really normally like this. That's raspy. But that's what we'll be doing tonight. If you guys want an insider's look at pageants, then well, I don't know. I don't think we can do better than the pageant winner here. And we're looking for you to give us insights into this pageant. Are you okay with that?
Yes, I'd love to.
Okay, so but let's do a little bit of housekeeping because we have friends here. We've got Sang from Sacramento. Hey, Sang, how are you? Thank you for joining us tonight. I think we probably have some of your family members here too.
Yes.
Tony's here. Hey, Tony, thank you so much for joining us tonight. Um, Gomeng says hi, Long, tuning in. Yes, thank you for tuning in. Oh, look, another guest of honor, Aiden Tao. Aiden's here.
Hi,
And
Aiden.
so you spent some time with Aiden also. Are you related to Nancy?
Nancy is my older sister.
Ah, very good, very good. And then we got another Moa brother here. Yay, let's go, Amy. My wife is actually a Moa,
Oh,
but
awesome.
I asked. I don't think you guys are related, but I'm pretty sure if my father-in-law asked around, he would know who you are. I'm more than certain. To us here. Oh, Dagato, this is my brother-in-law. He's here. He says hi.
Hello.
We've got Kong here saying hi. We've got John, a music producer and artist from the Midwest.
Mhm.
Christy, thank you for joining us tonight. Jesus Tao is the father of the kids in the band How Sing. If you've seen How Sing band, that's
Oh,
their father.
yes. Yes.
Kasonk, yeah, hey, good to see you again. She says thanks and hi. Um, and we got your brother here. Peter's here.
Yes. Peter is very popular on Facebook.
Okay, very good. John is here again saying hi. Audio, yes, I'm sorry, a little choppy. I'm sorry. Um, Lee saying in case you're interested. Lee saying Hyung, very good. Lots of people here. Thank you. If I don't get to all your messages, just know that we see them, but we might not get to all of them. And Jesus says, beautiful young lady with a bright future. Best of luck.
Thank you. Ocho.
Very,
Thank you
very
for that
good.
message.
Okay. Mm. And we've got Logan here too. Hi, Amy.
Hello.
I mean, so I'm assuming these are friends. And then, hey, Sang Tony Moa, another videographer from California.
Mhm.
And we've got Vicky here. Hi, Amy Long. We are longtime fans of Paradise. Well, thank you. Let's see here. Oh, you're getting an offer here. Chang says he wants to send you his hoodies. So,
Awesome. Chang Moore, Anna Moore. Awesome. Just go ahead and send me a message and we can definitely
oh,
I would love to talk to hoodies.
our first Hmong writer, nhớ rằng dòng shit tàu yên thị congrats from the Midwest.
Thank you so
So, what we'll do tonight, which will be really interesting, is this footage. You're actually the first one to really see it
much.
outside of myself, and it will be probably made public sometime tomorrow. What you thought? I'm gonna brush it up a little bit, but you'll be the first one to see it. And this is the day of the 31st, more or less. But to give everyone an understanding, like noobs like me, can you tell us what a typical pageant's like? Like what is the layout? What's going on and whatnot?
Right. Okay. So first and foremost, you have to decide you want to run for a pageant. And then,
Mhm.
honestly, for running in a pageant, if you're already really good at Hmong or you already kind of know what you want to do and talent-wise, speech-wise, you are more than welcome to just go and do it yourself. But me personally, I chose to find a trainer that can
Mhm.
train me just to have better speech on stage, better Hmong pronunciation, and just to kind of guide me through it, especially if you find a trainer that's already had pageant experience, it's a lot of help. So once you decide you want to run in a pageant and you have a trainer or you find your team, then you just go on to apply. And once you do all of that, you find out what you need to do for the rounds. So you don't get the rounds to the pageant until you apply and you get the application. Then you'll see like every round you have. So for example, it's usually like a tie round, a talent round, introduction round, platform round, and the layout is that's normally what it is. So introduction, platform, talent, um, and closing. So that's usually the
Mhm.
normal layout of a pageant. And so from there, you and your team work together to find your outfits, to find the talent you want to do, and it's lots of training, hours and hours and
Mhm.
hours and months. It can even be months or years. Some people train for a year or more for one pageant show. Once it comes to the pageant. It's hectic. It's crazy. You get like 1 to 2 hours of sleep a night. I
Um,
know for this past pageant here in Fresno last weekend, I slept like maybe an hour and a half at the most each night for competition days. So
okay,
makeup,
so let's see here because I'm gonna unravel what you just said. So clearly, okay, so here me confessing again. I always thought it was just some random girl in the back doing her thing, but no, clearly there's a huge team. So you
yeah.
already mentioned the trainer. Who is your trainer?
My trainer is from Sacramento. Her name is Miley Her. She
Mhm.
is the most helpful person. She is the most helpful person in my pageant journey. I love her so much and I appreciate her so much. So she's from Sacramento. If anyone on this live is interested in running for a pageant or you have a daughter or a niece or anyone who wants to run, I highly recommend Miley Her. You can find her on Facebook under Miley. So Mailee Her. So that's who my trainer was, the best trainer ever.
So there's the
Not
only.
being biased.
Well, she did train the first place winner. So,
Yes.
okay, so you got a trainer.
Hmm.
Um, who else do you have behind? All we see is a black curtain. Who else is
Yes.
behind there helping you?
So behind the scenes, my team behind the scenes backstage, there's three of them. So Miley is there 24/7 for she's the one who dresses me. So she
Mm,
dresses me. And if you guys watch the pageant, my speeches, my walk, everything, Miley is the one who taught me and trained me this for the last like 7 to 8 months. And then I have my makeup artist who stays with me 24/7 also during competition. We wake up at 2:30 a.m. to do makeup. So I
what?
really appreciate my makeup artist as well. Her name is Cindy.
Oh
My
my
makeup
God.
artist did amazing. That's why I look so beautiful on stage. So thank you to Cindy. Um,
Wait, you said you wake up at 2:30 to
yes. So pageant days, we wake up at about 2 a.m. We wake up at 2 a.m. We start makeup at 2:33 at the latest. And then my third person who's with me also is Kathy V. Zhang. She was my hair artist. So these three people, Miley, Cindy, and Kathy, they are with me 24/7 during the pageant backstage. So that is my team.
I know Kathy well because she helped with Paradise a
Oh
while
wow,
back.
yeah, Kathy is amazing. I love
Yeah,
working with
she's
her, and
so good.
I hope me and Kathy work together forever. I told her she's stuck with me. She's stuck with
Yeah.
me forever.
Um, so you have three people.
Yes.
Are there certain rules as to how many you can have? Are there people with like 5, 6, 7, 8 people? Or is it pretty much that or do they say you can only have three?
Okay, so so I ran into pageants this year. The one in Sacramento, they were strict on who was backstage. So in
Mm,
Sacramento, you only had two badges for two people to be with you backstage. And
mm,
so my trainer, was with me at all times, and the only ones who really switched in and out was my makeup and hair artist. So I know, so Sacramento, only two people at a time backstage with each girl. Here in Fresno, they weren't strict on who was backstage with us. So I know for some of my pageant sisters, they had about like 5 to 6 people with them at all times, maybe more.
mm,
For me
mm.
personally, I wanted to be very intimate and stay focused and not have too many people around me. So I just kept my hair artist, makeup artist, and my trainer with me. That way, we just focused on what needed to be done.
Okay, very nice.
Yeah.
And so there's little rounds you were calling them every day. On the 31st, when I did, I saw the talent round, and then
Mhm.
I saw the Q&A round, which was I felt that thing the Q&A round was the most intense round
Yeah.
because okay, so what you guys are gonna see, all the viewers, is you're gonna see the Q&A round in a good amount of detail because I spent a lot of time typing out what they were saying. Um, we might skip around a little bit, especially if we're running short on time. I'm not going to keep you past 8:20ish or so.
That's yeah.
Um, but so for those who don't know, the last Q&A session is actually so there's 9 of you guys, 9 of you
Yeah.
gals, and for the last round, I guess you could say before you got crowned or the winner is crowned. There's 9 of you guys, and they do random questions. You guys, you were
Mhm.
picking them out of a punch bowl. You'll kind of see it in the video, but not you can extrapolate it. But I didn't actually get the footage of them pulling out. But so there was a fishbowl ish glass, and you guys pick out a question, and then you
Yeah.
answer that question. My question to you is: of those questions, did you already know what 9 questions were, or they was like completely whatever they wanted to ask?
No, so this was all your luck. So whatever you picked out, you had to answer on the spot. We didn't know any questions beforehand. We didn't see any
Wow.
questions. So, like I said, it's just all luck. So whatever you pick, that's your question. So you don't know your question until like no go on stage. So you don't know.
I'll tell you that I'm talking to the viewers. I'll tell you that it's a lot harder than it looks. Because if you're sitting there, you don't know. If you were to put yourself in the place of like Amy, um, first of all, there's like a couple thousand people looking at you, and then you put your hand in this little bowl and you pick out this piece of paper and they read it to you, and then you gotta answer. Like the common complaint you always hear about people say, "Oh, that girl, she doesn't know how to talk and whatnot. She's not clear and whatnot." You know, it's different when you're on stage and there's a lot of people looking at you, um, and to answer on the spot, it's actually quite challenging. It's a lot harder than what people think. Even us watching, I'm like, "Oh, I don't know what I would say that."
Right,
um,
yeah. The question round, that was definitely one round that I think me and my pageant sisters are the most nervous about. It's especially because you don't know what you're going to be asked. So it's it's very intimidating to answer right on the spot.
okay. Well, that's what we're gonna look at. We're gonna look at the very end of it. Well, what they did, Amy knows, of course, and if you were there, then you know. It started out with 9 contestants, and then you guys each answered questions, and then they narrowed it down to 5.
Mhm.
All right, and one of these 5 would be crowned, and then so for the 9, and you'll see in the video, of the 9, you picked your own question. It was random. And then, but for the last 5, you guys were all asked the same question, but you were not allowed to hear each other's answers, correct?
Yes. So we had a lot of questions. Actually, I had a lot of people ask me, were you able to hear the question before? Because since she went before you, did you already hear it? That's cheating. No, they took us so she stayed there, and the 4 of us were actually put into a back room with a fan on super loud. So we couldn't hear anything that was on stage or
They put a fan on you guys instead of giving you guys headphones?
Yeah, so we were locked in like a bathroom. So we were locked in a bathroom with the fan on. So it was so loud. So that answers everyone's question too, if we were able to hear it or not.
That's like so nerve-wracking to be put in a bathroom with a huge fan.
So yeah, we didn't hear anything. For the last round, it was on the spot as well.
Okay, so I'm gonna play this video, and if you weren't there, then watch this video. Amy, you let me know if the volume's too loud or too not loud enough. Okay, so we'll pause it here and there, and feel free to ask questions. No one's asking questions. Amy, people don't realize what's going on here. They're getting full access to you, and no one's asking questions.
Right.
There you go. Okay, here we go.
They just forgot to ask questions. They like hearing us talk.
Okay, so we'll see all the other contestants, and you'll see how your peers answered. So here we go. That's more or less what I explained.
My see, got to Dilo Nonga, Nonglino, Dilo Nonga no idea. Iya or go Sako, Pay Hai Nang Mong Long, Yo Dachi, Jaka Hado Ilum Zido Go Ulumong, Iya or go Sako, Pay Hai Mong Long. Do đa chỉ.
Nhà của lũ mong thế lũ America, chỉ có yếu tây của lũ mong là tàu tây của lũ America là tàu đó, còn nó chỉ mua bóng cái này đa chỉ li, lũ nhau tại sẽ biết tuần sai feel comfortable tây của lũ mong là lũ America sư, lo lũ America hay tiề, what is the one thing you would like Hmong people to change? Do hay tiề có chỉ tàu có hay mà chắc anh nhận được, do tiề có tàu.
I don't think anyone had them replete. I think everyone just did it straight, which is pretty amazing.
Yes, I agree. I think I couldn't really hear too much backstage because we're so focused on us coming up next. But I don't think anyone asked for the question to be repeated, which is that's so surprising too, because it's on the spot. And so for everyone not to ask for the question to be repeated, that shows how talented all 9 of us were. So I'm very proud of my pageant sisters for that.
What I thought was interesting was they did a translation in English and Hmong, and they let you answer in English or Hmong, which is really cool.
Yes.
Ôi chào cho cô lần nữa, cô yêu tế tao nuôi lời nó, khỏi cô sáng tao có bị trọng mong, tao mua cho cái shit thơ hay shit phang, có bị mong thằng ấy bà mình cho yan toàn đê, ôi chào.
So that was a really short answer, but man, you don't get a lot of time to think.
Right.
And, did you meet Maisie there also?
Yes, all of my pageant sisters, I didn't know any of them until I met them there.
Okay, very good. We got some questions here. A good friend, Juno, who's an artist, who's a singer, says, what was an unexpected experience with this journey you had?
What was an unexpected experience that I had on this journey?
Yep.
I would say most definitely running for 2 pageants within 3 weeks of each other. That was the most unexpected thing because I I wholeheartedly thought I was just going to be running in 1 and running
Mhm.
in 2, with about 2.5 weeks in between to get ready for this one in Fresno, was crazy. But I'm very, very glad that we were able to pull through.
So here's Wendy asks pretty much the same question. In the beginning, did you originally sign up for both SAC and Fresno? And the answer to that is no. You originally signed up for SAC,
Mhm.
and then you did Fresno. Well, let me dive in a little bit closer. So for those who don't know, Amy, you placed third at SAC.
Yeah. Mhm.
So you've actually got another crown
Yeah.
sitting in your house somewhere. What
Mhm.
made you decide, okay, I'm going Fresno?
Okay, so this is actually Fresno's pageant was the pageant I originally was going to run for, especially because it's my hometown and this is where I was born and raised. This is where my heart is. But just things changed, and I decided to run for SAC. But since I placed third, I was thinking, why not just run again back to back while I'm fresh off the stage and go for the title and the title that I originally wanted to go for. And especially, like I said, this is my hometown. So
Mhm.
what really made me want to run here is because this is where my heart is. Fresno is where my heart is, and this is the New Year's that I grew up attending. So that's why I decided to go for it here in my hometown.
Very nice. So you took third at SAC. So for those who know, Amy competed at SAC New Year, took third, and then she was like, I can do better than third. I'm going for first
Right?
now. And so
Yes,
you went
I
to
was
Fresno and got first.
satisfied.
More or less, that's what I think. I suspect that's what it was.
Yes.
Did you find that okay? So SAC was your first pageant ever. Is that correct?
Mhm. Yes.
So you probably figured out, oh, I just learned some things really quick, and I'm gonna apply them to Fresno more or less.
Mhm. Mhm.
Was your team in Sacramento pretty much the same team as the Fresno one?
Same exact team. Mhm.
Okay, very good. Oh, now the questions come. Okay, here we go. Um, how long did you train for the pageant?
I started training in, I believe it was June of this year. So I started training June all the way until November, which was SACS, and then I trained for only about 2.5 weeks for Fresno.
Very nice. Benedict Herr says, if you think back, who was your biggest supporter other than your trainer that helped you win?
Wow, that's a hard one because it says your biggest supporter, but there was many people and many I had a lot of people that I think was my biggest supporters, just like my sponsors. But if
Mm,
I was to pick one, I can't pick one. That's so hard. Okay. So I would say my biggest supporter is my family. So that I
mm,
can't pick one because I come from a big family. I have 5 in my family. There's 7 boys, 5 girls. So I come from a
mm,
family of 12. So most
mm,
definitely, if it wasn't my trainer, my biggest support system in my life and in everything I do is my family. They are behind me 110%, and they've been there with me from getting third place to getting first place. So I want to
mm.
give a shout out to my family. You guys are the backbone. So
Well,
you guys-
when it was time to scream and cheer you on, we knew that your family was there because we could definitely hear them.
yes. My family is
Um,
the loudest ones in any building.
yeah, Benedict is following up. He says, "What was the most effective lesson you learned from SAC?"
The most effective lesson that I learned from SAC is to not give up. And
Mm,
just like it's very general and generic, but every no leads you closer to a yes. So
mm.
what I learned is to not give up on your dreams. Don't give up on your visions. If you believe in something, continue going for it because sooner or later it will be yours as long as you put the work in.
Okay, so I think they're just. We might not ever watch this video, Amy. What was your deciding factor to run, and what advice do you have for other girls that want to try?
My deciding factor and what played the biggest role in me deciding to run for both SAC and Fresno is definitely like when people ask me this, it's losing my dad in 2020. So after I lost my dad in 2020, I have a whole different perspective on life. And I just see that we're not promised tomorrow. And so if you have dreams and you have goals and ambitions, don't wait, just go for it. And so that was my deciding factor, is that we're not promised tomorrow. And I've seen this vision, I've seen this goal of mine for a long time now, and I waited for a few years, but now I just felt like I was ready, and I just decided to go for it because we're not promised tomorrow.
Very good. Very, very true. Sorry to hear about your dad. I know that you've also posted on social media visiting your dad before you went to SAC also. So
Yes.
I am very certain that he's very proud of you at this time. Very proud
Thank
of you. Let's keep watching this video. I don't think we're going to be able to watch all of it. 就係都希望我唱呢都講一聽，就是ใน video 但是呢 Amy 希望 OK，呢種得嘅也講到慢慢嚟做到上嚟播，但是if you want to understand how stressful it is, then watch this video. Amy, I'm going to skip around a little bit because I love to watch all the other girls too, but let's focus on you if we can.
Okay.
But we'll watch a little bit, and if we need to jump around, we'll definitely jump around. So again, you haven't seen other people's questions, correct?
No, yes, I haven't watched any of the my pageant sisters Q&As.
Yeah, some of these questions were a lot trickier than they appeared to be. I thought, anyways.
要入肉毛的，天要为你家，高跳好啥走呀肉毛的。
Dù muốn nhảy qua lùa Anh Kít, lùa Mê Cả, thầu con phải nhảy ta có chỉ to tao là do nó chỉ mang có hài mà chắc anh nhảy đùa. Cái lùn nó con nó hài tìa. Name one authentic Hmong food that you don't know how to cook and you wish to learn. And why do you choose that dish?
Do you consider this a pretty hard question?
Yes, that is a hard question. She did amazing.
Có bộ sao có ở đó nhận đùa.
Tao lời我知道個路路喏，被喺你摸到都有亂度用落地，被摸到也有摸，我中那中好，還真的古嘢古出走我該我聽我冇事，就是買一樣肉毛摸我古殺，老我要我個豆腐比被咗你摸嘢那腐hình。肉毛摸那要伢哪里，肉毛事就是被摸一摸了我被肚裏聽。枝頭古落拖多管咗管嘢古字，我肥攞古應要多從藝書嘢，我係攞古應殺個古走我肥攞我就。
Do you happen to know how old Dorothy is?
I think she is my age. I'm 23, so I think she's my age or maybe a year older, if not two.
Do you kind of remember where everyone's from?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Where's Dorothy from?
Sacramento.
Sacramento. Mm-hmm. Were there any Sacramento contestants that also ran Fresno besides you?
Yes, it was her and number one. So the one that went right before her.
Ah, okay.
Cheyenne, cúi nông tì lù nọ ua lù mong, mà lìa gió có ua lù anh ký có gió say tây lù mong lò tàu lù anh ký lò tàu, số lù nông có say nọ, nông hải tìa, sông nọ, công hậu chế bê cho Hmong culture, New Year celebration, tàu mua lì cầu $1 cho lò ua complete. Trao tuần sài gòn chua Miss Hmong USA do hai địa có một trong mong trao sài lọ ua tụ Miss Hmong USA nó có yếu cho cầu $1 nó cho một xí lý cha
Lưu America hai địa. This year, the Hmong Cultural New Year celebration will give $10,000 to Miss Hmong USA. If you you are selected to be Miss Hmong USA, how would you spend that money?
我就这个人呢，他讲那啥子这个，你个月还留一个。Recently, I started a business. I'm a young entrepreneur and a business owner. If I was lucky enough to win the money, I would help jumpstart my business and inspire other young Hmong women to be their own business owners. When I opened up my business, I was nervous because I am still very young. So I still need a little bit of help. So with that money, I can put it towards my future. Watch out.
So that's just I thought that was a super hard question because if she won or if someone was asked that question, then people are going to be like, oh, let's see if she really does what she says with that 10,000, because it's easy to say, oh, I'm going to give it all away, but in reality, when you win, the people say, what did you give it all away? So really, how old is Cheyenne?
Cheyenne is actually, she was the youngest one. She's 18.
Wow. Was there age minimum or maximum for the pageant?
I believe the age is 18 to 26, I believe, or 25. Actually, you know what? I think it's 18 to 27, if I remember correctly.
27. Okay, very good. Let's see. Let's jump to some questions. Wendy says, what would you say was the funnest part of the pageant?
For me personally, in my experience, the funnest part of my pageant was the relationship that I built with my team. I think that was the funnest part because we were around each other. We started as strangers who didn't know each other at all. And just over the course of a couple months, we built such a fun relationship where we're able to 100% be ourselves. And I think that's what made my pageant experience the most fun was how close my team and I were.
Very good. Chang says, over the years, I can see there's a lot of Hmong pageant dramas. What can you say to encourage girls who are hesitating to join due to those rumors or dramas?
My biggest advice to girls who want to run for the pageant, but you're afraid because of rumors and drama, my biggest advice is to do it for you, and you have to just mind your business. Like, you have to just mind your business, and if you have your eye on the prize and you know that it's what you want, just don't let anything negative get in the way of it, and just stay focused, work hard, keep your head down, stay humble, and go for the title.
Very good. I'll entertain this question just because I want to be fun. Mike says, you don't have to answer that.
Mike, chita mo Luna.
Okay, see? There you go. All the single guys. Okay, Wendy says, do they give you your score sheets afterwards?
Yes. So after the entire pageant is done, so after all the winners are announced, you are free to look at your own score sheets, and it's up to your pageant sisters if they want to share theirs, but you are only able to see your own.
So you see how the judges scored everything?
Yes, you see how every single judge scores you.
Do you actually see who scored how, or is it like they don't show you exactly? Do you see names and everything? Wow. Complete transparency then.
Yes, so it's complete transparency because they have to sign it. So they have to say that was their score and what they gave you. So you're able to see what judge scored you well, what judge scored you not so well. So yes, you're able to see 100% all the scores, everything.
I think that's very impressive. I'm impressed that they did that. They gave that to you. Let's see here. Go, Amy. Okay, we'll entertain this question. What was the biggest takeaway for you from the pageants this year?
The biggest takeaway from me from the pageant is most definitely confidence. I would say self-confidence, and not just on stage, but just in who you are and what you believe. just
Cool. Very
believing
good.
in yourself and your dreams and everything that you see for yourself in your community. So
Very nice. Aaron says hi. I think I'm sure you've met
yes,
Aaron. Of
hello,
course you've
Eric.
met Aaron. Yes, you've met
Yes,
Aaron.
yes.
Okay. This will be the last question before we get to some more video. What was the most stressful part of the pageant? Did you overcome it and how?
Wow, there was so much stuff that was stressful, but I would say the most stressful part of the pageant is um, the amount of time that you put in behind the scenes. So definitely the training hours. I think that's the time
Mm,
that you put behind the scenes and the time that you have to put in on your own, where there's no one there telling you that, oh, you need to train or you need to do this. Just staying disciplined. That's the most stressful part, is to stay disciplined and training on your own time.
okay. I'm gonna have to bounce around. This, believe it or not, it's already 8 o'clock, Amy. So I'm gonna bounce around a little bit. I'm gonna actually jump to you.
Okay.
Uh, if I can find you. I apologize to the viewers. I'm gonna bounce around a little bit. Let's see. Okay, so you'll be. Because you're 5, so she's 4. So if you guys are watching this and you're like, oh, I want to watch the whole thing will be up tomorrow for free.
số lũ có sai tàu nông có hà đi nọ do mua ít tu neng ua chỉ tàu bao cho bay hải mong đùa lò lì ê nữ xã có khía ý ya rong rong trâu nữ son đợi bay hải mong có dùa khía đa chỉ trâu nữ
Lumeka idea. If a person who does not know anything about Hmong and would like you to tell him or her one good thing about Hmong, what would it be?
Okay. So you're standing there all smiley face. You must train not to flinch, right? I'm assuming.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
This is actually a pretty hard question. So what's going on in your mind as this comes out?
Okay, so the way I'm trained is you listen to the question the first time very, very carefully so that you understand and comprehend what the question is. And the second time is when you start to think and answer the question already in your head and not focus so much on the question, because if you listen to both questions, both times that they're asking it, you won't be able to answer it right away. So what was going on in my head was, okay, make sure like listen to every single word and keep the smile and just be confident. So that's all that was going through my head was making sure I really understood the question. That way I can answer it and not fully understand it and say something that wasn't part of the question.
So for the viewers to grasp what's happening right now is you literally saw me play the question in live time. And then she answered it right away. But you guys have to realize, for those people that are sitting down right now saying, oh man, I could answer that. You've already had like 3 minutes to think about the answer that you're going to put in your head. Amy had about 20 seconds. And you have to remember, Amy can't answer like, yo, this is what I think. This is how it goes. No, she has to say it in poised, respectfully. You could have gone English. They didn't ding you for answering English, correct?
Yes.
So you answered it in Hmong, which is hard for a person your age, in my opinion.
Yes.
And so for those who are watching, it's a lot harder than it looks. And what you guys don't realize is we're looking at 3 people on the screen. Amy's looking at probably about 3,000 people.
có bộ xã cỡ ra nhận đùa
Ôi chào cho con là lửa nông Cô yêu tế có là lửa nông lì nọ Do hai tia cô yêu là khía lên từ Ôi chỉ tao báo cho bé hai nền mong cô yêu là hai đôi nữ hai tia giờ hai tia bé hai nên mong nhớ ý hai chơi bé nhớ ý hai ở một bên sự mua học phía cho tôi nhà bé ua xử lý bé lúc ba chơi bé giàu rong vào nó bé nhớ ý hai ở有một bên sự mua ở tôi nhà ở bé lúc xế xa ở chào.
I did like what you did right there. I don't know if you realized, but there are some girls that just stood there. There were a couple of the girls that came forward, and from a viewer, it was good because it engaged you to us even further. So it was really cool that you came forward.
Right. Thank you.
Okay, so what happens is, there's 9 of you. When we can't, for the interest of time, it's not a good use of time to have you view other people's questions. If the viewers want to watch it, they can view it tomorrow. But there's 9 of you, and they cut you guys down to 5.
Yes.
And so let me try to find that spot. Let's see. It might not be this video. It may be the next video. I think it's probably the next video. Let me jump.
That when you are smart.
Okay, so it's not this video. I'm gonna load up my next video. But let me pull this up really quick. But super nerve-wracking. You know what's really nerve-wracking for us watching are the 2 MCs. They like create so much tension because you think they're gonna get on with it, but they don't.
Right.
What was probably the most nerve-wracking thing was at the very end, and go John out there, oh, hai kutsia. And we were like, oh, they'll never do that. And they actually each hai kutsia. I was like, oh my god! And you guys are just standing there waiting. That must have been so painful for you guys to sit there, and then all of a sudden, oh, hai kutsia, and then okay, now can we get on with it, please? So they were very, very masterful in what they did.
Yes. Very good MCs.
Let's see here. Let me share this really quick. So this is who are viewing. This is right after all the the first section of the Q&A is done, and then they have you guys come and do a walk, and then we actually take a break. Oh, one of your sponsors is here. Silver Young's here.
Hello.
Thanks for joining us, Silver Young. Silver Young is in charge of Cali Shine Import Production, which is one of your main sponsors.
Yes.
cũng thay cho nó chỉ cho ba nhẹ với cô rồi đó để cho chống nhẹ với cô nữa
Chúa chia cho bên thầy sở là con bên trong second season okay
mà liền luôn cho thầy non to thì chia hệ không thay đổi chỉ bỏ cái điều
chỉ cần lo cho chia cho ít đi sâu thầu để chị nào cho nó bên cho bên thầy lại đi cho chia cái chỉ cho tao không một sáu tí
So what they do now is then they narrow down from the 9 to 5. And so for I didn't record all of it, but they have you guys come in family, come give you guys flowers. So that's what they're going to see next. You guys, you gals with flowers.
Yes.
And then they announced the top 5. What was that like?
That was very super nervous because, like I said, there was 9 of us. That's actually a lot, and that's a good number for a Hmong pageant. So I was super nervous because, like I said, all of my pageant sisters were so talented. Everyone was so good. It was very competitive. It was so it's like who's gonna be top 5 because everyone is so well. So just standing up there and just praying that your name is called, it was a crazy feeling.
ดูจีเจ้
จีมูยาตุนชายคนลุ่มไปหัว
บ่ปา
บ่ปาจะหัวปาจ้ะ
They
ตุน
did,
ชาย
they
จะ
did
จี
this
มูยาตุน
all
ชายคน
night
ลุ่มไป
long,
หัว
all day long.
เอมี่มัว
ลองปาจอนะ
ลองปาลองปาลองปา
ตุนใส่ที่เปโอยเราหมดเราขอไฟนอเราตอนเต้นนอย่อตุนใส่มุลุงไปหัวดูจีว่าเนี่ยกูจีโยเก็บมาเลีย
ชีอยู่แกเจ้าขอเตียนฉันใช้ป้องเขาหรือจะยอตัวบีแคลโฟนะ
อ๋อตูดูจีอ่ะ
ฮะหูเป้ตุเหลือไปยาก็เพ่
ไปตูแล้วเนอะ
ตูจวนจีมูยาตุนชายยายูลีชัวอีตูเลยไปชัวอีขอเชอเจ้าอีตูเราเชอเลยซื้อเป็นยังไม่ใช่นะในโรงเก้าชัวตูแต่ชีไปชัวอีขอเชอเลยซื้อ
ในสาก่อยหูตูเตยตูเกินอ่ะนับเบอร์จีตูเกอแต่นอยตุนใส่ที่จีอยู่ตลอดคอชีตูว่าจะเกอย่อไปตุนใส่มุลุมไปหัวเคเลวา
So super nerve-wracking. What the viewers don't see is that they took forever to get to that last fifth one. They dragged that one on for like a good while. And I felt so bad for the 4 that weren't chosen because it must be nerve-wracking. But
Yeah, most definitely.
let's see.
อีจงคือเต้นนังจ่าอย่าเป็นบ่เต้นนรอเจ้าไปเปล่าตุนใส่ยอดนดักขนาดนั้นนะเอ็มบ่เต้นนรออีเจ้าเจ้าไปเปล่าตุนใส่ดาเท่านั้นเลยบ่เต้นนรอเจ้าไปจีตุนใส่เนาะ
So this last phase, this last elimination round, but that could be G. So they put you guys in the back in the bathroom in a loud fan.
Yes. So once they took the top 5 off of stage, we went into a back room where all the doors are closed. The fan was going on, so it was super, super loud. So I just want to make sure all of our viewers know that for the last question round, none of us girls were able to hear the question ahead of time. So once they asked us on stage, it was right on the spot. We didn't know that question, and we didn't hear it before we got on stage.
Final เลยเกี่ยวเลยสินะขอ final มาหูได้เลยแรงตื่นเท่าที่อีที่ออที่เปเลยสิอ๋อตูนใส่ยอเต่าลำเต้นนอเธอตูนใส่นอมุลุ่มเบหัวดัวจีเชง
Are you interested in seeing their answers?
Yeah, we can.
Okay.
ดัวจีตีลุนน้องก็นออยนน้องอวลุอังกฤษ ที่ยนนองอุลุมงก็ใส่เตอุลวนกีละเตาเตอุลุมงละเตากีลุนอนนองก็ลีนอก็สาลิจาซ่อนเดอขออัวเถาเป้มวยอีตุเหล่าอัวจิตเอานออัวจิตเอาเฮาเลยไอชิมวนหนึ่งสาเจ้าหมูย่อเจ้าต่อใจเราก็สาลิจาเจ้าขนอ
Lolomeka Haitia, what is your opinion when an elderly is incapacitated and our young people want to send them to an assisted living facility?
ก็ภาษาก็อึดอัดน้องดัว
我这这个老路弄，我要讨这个这里的喏，我到了位都好了，我到了位做好了，我带一个 social worker，头度呢你老了，你已经到这点了，被我叫罗年末年一做给有到，被路被年被子，被路被破被热，被已经杀个了么？就是要还点要去到这点里了。也公正打了一度 social worker，要住到门市，叫你 come on 门市叫 nurse，要你拿要替你到上头要老，我操！
总裁讲做无论背后啊，Amy Moua。เอมี่ตีลูอียนงก็นออียนงอุลุมมองเทลูอากีดก็ต่อข้าถอยนงตาก็สายก็ยอเตลุมมองละเตาเตอวลูอากีละเตายอถอยอย่างตาก็จิตเตามาดักอย่างตัวตีลูนงก็นงหายเตียก็สาลิจาซ่อนแต่ขออัวเท่าเป็นว่าอีตุเหล่าเนื้อวัวจิตเอานอวัวจิตเอาเฮาเลยเจ้าหัวชีม้วนหนึ่งซาเจ้าหมูย่อเราต่อใจเราก็สาลิจา
Lolomeka Haitia, what is your opinion when an elderly is incapacitated and our young people want to send them to an assisted living facility?
我照这个老路弄，我要带个老路弄里呢，我要一定在安全贴报道海的，在海的有年有几贴着老有木知道了，我一定在好路这呢，我要知道这个路些老些大，老贴开被着老贴被年被几，我照。
So I don't know what you can't tell it in that video. But you could tell it when you were on stage. Crowds a lot of the crowd had the same opinion. And I think the cheering was a lot louder than that when you said that, because I think that's what a lot of the people felt in their hearts.
Yes.
And your answer, it wasn't like an extravagant, drawn out answer, but it was actually very concise to the point, and it actually resonated a lot with the audience. Because I remember once you said that, it was like, whoa, because I was sitting kind of in the front, in the middle, and I could hear just a bunch of people all around me just cheering. So when you answered that question, I guess as you were processing that question, were you thinking of different answers, or were you like, nope, this is the only answer?
That was the only answer. So I was very nervous for the final question round because I didn't know what we were going to be asked. But once I heard the question in Hmong, I fully comprehended it the first time. So when he asked me in Hmong, I already knew there's no other answer than to say it wasn't an answer. It's what you should do as a person, as a daughter, as a son. So as soon as I heard that question, it was like a no-brainer. Like, you should always, like I said, like your mom and your dad and our elders, because you're all they have, and they were all you had. So
Very good.
to me, that is the only answer.
đôi chị khi lù nói
I probably made it a little bit redundant purposefully when I made this video, but actually the two MCs, they were completely like near perfect consistent. They asked the questions exactly the same way each and every single time, which I really appreciated, because in that way everyone understood it the same exact way. I thought it was really well done how they asked the question. That's why you're seeing me put it again. Asked almost the same, and I chose to put it in there so that people would know there was no discrepancy in the way they posed the question.
khi lù cơ nông ta nó này sẽ đờ giờ nhận của lù mong theo lù anh kia có sai theo lù mong là tàu lù anh kia là tàu thầu nhận ta do có chỉ tàu mà đã nhận đùa khi lù nông có nông hay tiề có xa đi trà son tờ khó của thầu bên mấy tu lầu nữ của chỉ tàu no của chỉ tàu hậu lờ ấy cho lùa họ mua xa mù nho trâu tỏ cháy lầu có xa lý trả
What is your opinion when an elderly is incapacitated and our young people want to send them to an assisted living facility?
我就这个老农农，古早给山的一度老，不鸟到这老，我要都才落了要得了就没鸟啊，山了不鸟到，公家些还得，要都才落山了呢，天气不到，为了报道了还得，了把都知道，但是那个都看，古一莫和都些很。vì cú chính đó lời tiền họ nói ý giả của tu sửa cho tu linh niệm linh gì vì lời tu chú lo đó cú tu khen cú tao một cỡ là một ấy tu sửa này là certified nurse assistant theo một tàu một họ lử nhau cho thì ilu nursing home vì lý nó cú bỏ tàu theo cú tàu bỏ cho lầu nhau cho họ lúc chạy lòng tờ ô cho cú tu sửa hành vì hai tia chỉ muốn lên từ tôi là sai lờ đây tôi mới nhiều tao là muốn là cho tao lúc chạy lầu tất chỉ muốn ít nu hoặc là tôi sai là tao muốn sai lời nhưng chỉ mua đã chỉ xả là hai đó lời tất chỉ nông lời xe lời nhắn lên trả sư về lời công muốn lời kia vì do lý nó cũng thế thì tu sửa thì chỉ cũng lúc ra cho ba giờ lầu và nhớ cho lúc chạy lầu tới còn lúc mua ít khai thơ và mua lò gì vì hai tia là luôn tới giờ là lúc chạy cú cho cái sàn để cho tuôn xài lúa thiết cho tu mi nhọ xa nè thiết gì muốn nhớ chạy lầu chạy do lý nó cú thọ có bên mông gà xia thiết do trồng hai tia yêu nè yêu gì yêu thiết tu yêu lo thọ còn nè chỉ cho xa yêu linh nè linh gì muốn nhớ chạy lầu vì lỡ mua dễ xia cho con là tu lỡ thọ ra lúc xí hẳn tới我就
gia dùa tỷ lù nó dòng tỷ lù cơ nông tan họ đó này sẽ đợi dòng nông đâu có của lù mong tiếc của lù anh kia có sai tây lù mong là tàu lù anh kia là tàu tỏ ca thầu nhận ta
to send them to an assisted living facility.
我就找你老路弄，古有的你老路弄找领导喏，找领导古都看，古正海地被对你对子有主要被准备都没有呢，被对你对子也有为么了，被天里老老，老许年节那里注意天路中路空多呗，个被老老了我一通菜他一通都自己。 nhiều lý nó cũng chính tôi là hải tiề bên tên nhẹ tên gì yêu chỉ cho muốn nhớ chế lầu ta xin cho bây giờ mi tu mi nhỏ nhỏ cú cho lúc đấy có chú muốn lý nó sư dùng xe tại tỏ lúc dùng xe cho ta thọ bị ý trồng hông xuống lên xuống tù mò ủa chào
our history incapacitated and our young people want to send them to an assisted living facility.
Wajo to kalalunong. Gu yote kalalunong hailu angi. My opinion on individuals sending our elders into the homes is that we must at first reconsider your decision. Our elders are holders of our past, of our history. And as an individual like me, where I was never given the chance to spend time with my grandparents and learn to speak the language, I believe it is very vital that they stay with us. I believe our elders deserve a second chance. If you were to say that our elders are a reason to go to the homes, we must see that they need guidance and they need our help. We must continue to embrace our elders, because when they do get older, who will be there to help? Our elders are foreign to this land. They came here during a time of war, of tragic, and a time where trauma was in place. We as Hmong individuals and as youth must continue to support them and help them. It is our duty to do what they have done for us. Our sacrifices need to be made just as theirs was for us. Watch out.
Gia linh tới ư giờ lò hú thật thơ tụ ư giờ hú nọ do tùn xài tàu thi tế nơi trong phát nền muốn cho lò mù lò nọ ok là giờ xin xíu ok tàn trò do tàu trầu chia y bùa lâu chọc lâu phát nền tàn trò nó đó
Tuần sai sĩ yên thi bê nhớ cho siêu nói do. Kêu lên vào!
bùa tên nâng trò ý rô trò kết lên vào dì mù giờ biết tuần xài giờ tụ first runner up lùm bông giờ tụ tàu thí
Chị o nè.
tụ nó tàu khát nè tàn trò giờ trò chia ó bùa gì chầu yên khát nè mùa lũng bê hú đùa chi va phát thảm pháp má thoát chưa con.
My understanding is Dorothy is a veteran. Like she's done a couple, right?
Yes, she has in Wisconsin. Mhm.
Yeah, I think that the previous round commenting on that, I think everyone did really good. It was really interesting. Same question, but very different perspectives
Yes.
of answering it. Like reflecting back on your answer, I mean, you didn't extrapolate a whole lot of things, but I think number one, you were very poised and you were very confident, and you just said it the way it was. And
Yes, and I think sometimes less is more.
yeah, I agree. It definitely had that effect on the crowd.
Lòng mất complete cho bê tuần xài gầu chúa tàu thi o đua chỉ và trầu chia trầu bùa xa chầu khăn nè của kế chế tụ nó.
I had a question before they announced you. We know who wins, but for each round, did they give you the judging criteria, or they just say you? So you guys don't know how they're judging you.
We didn't see the judge scores, the judge papers. We didn't see like exactly what the criterias were, what we were being judged on, or anything. So every single round, we just had to go up there and give it our best, and just hope that the judges liked us, because we didn't know what we had to work on or what they were focusing on.
I see. And then you saw it afterwards, so then the criteria.
Yes, we did. Mhm.
Interesting. Were you surprised at the criteria?
Yes, one thing I was most surprised at was actually, I forgot what exact round it was, but there was actually one round that the audience played a role.
Oh, interesting.
So yeah, so I never seen that before. So seeing that there was a round where the audience, like how loud the audience was for you, played a role, That was surprising to me. But other than that, I think all of their criteria was similar to like other pageants.
Was that like the talent round, you think, or?
You know what? I think it was the talent round that it had a lot to do with the audience.
Interesting. So we know how they're gonna announce it. So from what they were saying, you were. It sounds like 400 points above everyone else.
Yes, I think. Yeah, 6,670.
Okay, very good. So, at this point, are you going bao thì có cái gì hả?
No, kuchipotio. Like because like I said, we were all so good. So I was telling like after I won and I was talking to my trainer and I was like, oh my gosh, like I was just so nervous because I was telling my trainer, babe, like I didn't know who was gonna win because oh my gosh, we were all so talented. And there was no way of saying like I won or she won because we were all so good and that it was so competitive. So when I was standing up there, I knew there was a chance that I didn't win because everyone did so well.
All right.
So for those who weren't there, before they do all of this, go it was super nerve-wracking. It's not like it is here. There is so much going on, and those two, they're just delaying it. They're just killing everyone in the crowd. And if we're dying in the crowd, I know you guys are dying up there. Like, I don't know how you guys. People don't understand how hard it is to be stressed and then have a smile. It's really hard.
Yeah. And on top of that, having like 6-inch heels. So our feet were dead up there.
Hi, ladies and gentlemen, back to Miss Hmong USA. Nhớ cho họ phải lúc bà chế bé chào giò.
Tôi nó rõ ý rồi trời mà hồn á. Nên tôi ta chỉ hù kia là xưa hả?
Amy
Moua. Ý chồng cứ tên anh trà sẽ đợi bé tuần thành công chúa là chị Miss Hmong USA. Chồng ó thiên nâng cầu ó thiên nâng cầu bé Amy Moua.
At this point, I was so happy that
I know.
I was looking at it. I was like, oh, I need to take a picture. I need to keep it on her.
I know my head was cut off there for a second. I was like,
yeah, because I was so excited. I was like, yeah, I was cheering and I didn't remember to look. I was there, so you saw where I sat. At what point did you notice that I was sitting there? Because I know at one point I waved.
I think I didn't notice until honestly in this moment I was so happy and full of joy. I don't remember the exact moment I seen you, but I do remember you waving at me, and I wanted to. It was like it's natural to want to wave back, but I don't think I waved back to you, but I did this to you. Like
I caught the point where you did wave. So
yes, so I remember you waving, and I wanted to wave back at you, but I didn't just because I was standing up there. And I think I did. I remember doing this to you, like acknowledging you.
Yeah, no, you actually waved.
I did.
I don't know if you remember that, but you did wave. But I tried to hide so that no one would see me in the crowd, which worked perfectly.
Yeah.
That must be hard to do too. To give it to the next person, that's got to be really. I'm sure she's happy, but it's hard. It must be really hard.
I was really emotional for her. Like when she came out to do her last dance, her last walk, and she came backstage. I was like, Nuki, because like watching her walk for her last time, it was just so emotional. And I don't even want to do my last walk at the end of this year because just watching her it was so sad.
Amy Moua, Miss Hmong USA.
There was something they did that it made me feel really uncomfortable because some of those they had you guys, some of the girls kneel
Oh,
with
wow.
like I can't tell what if you're sitting here, but some of the girls to get the crowns on, they had to 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 squat. And like you're
Mhm.
squatting with 6-inch heels, and then at one point, one of the girls went to her knees because it was so uncomfortable. And I was thinking, oh, they gotta get like little kneelers or something because or if not, then get a chair because it's painful to squat like that for like a couple minutes.
You know, as the new Miss Hmong, I will make sure that this year they will be sitting down before their crown. They'll be on a
Yeah.
chair.
Yep.
Believe that.
ส่วนสีตอนได้นอเป้บทนรอใจต่อ
So that's it. That's the video. Congratulations. That's my gift to you.
Thank you so much.
That's kind of what I do with Hmongoose. Some people don't realize it, but I try to record in really high quality with I always fix the audio extensively. And some people don't realize, but I think that in like artists, especially some artists, they get it. They're like, oh yeah, I appreciate you doing this. Some probably not. But I think in 10 to 15 years, they're going to want to look back at this footage. And so,
You know what, Long? That's what I noticed about when you posted my talent video the day that you posted my talent video from your page from Hmongoose. That was the number one thing I noticed was the sound, the audio, because it was so clear. And I was like, wow, like the quality of your video was amazing because of the audio. So yes, I did. I just want to disclose, I noticed the audio. You did amazing.
yeah, so I try to capture it as best as I can. It's not like the video is only half of it. The other half is the audio. That's what people sometimes forget. The audio, in my opinion, the audio is more important than the video.
Yes, yes.
Let's see here. For you text me, so you're gonna give me a little bit more time so we can talk a little tiny bit more. But for those who haven't seen, that video will be available for further watching. A lot of people are just saying congratulations. We have folks here from Alaska watching you too. Paseng and Aiden Tao Racing is here, low here. We are proud of Amy's winnings, taking 2 titles this year. Absolutely.
Thank you.
Whereas Aiden would say 2 podiums, 2 times on the podium. Congratulations. You look gorgeous, Queen. Lindsay, you know Lindsay, of course. Yeah. She's the first place in Sacramento.
Sacramento, yes.
And Vicky says thank you. Thank you. I enjoy hosting. I enjoy it when people let me host. But that being said, I guess the real question now is, Amy, what's next? I mean, can you review for us your platform and some ideas? What do you think that's gonna? What do you have planned for this year?
Yes. So for my platform that I spoke about on stage, it was to promote and just support interracial marriage and interracial relationships because we are here in America and we are becoming very assimilated as the years go on. And I think it's very beautiful that we are able to share, like we are such beautiful people, we have such beautiful culture. And I think it's beautiful for us to go and share it with Lahainena. Like, I think that's so awesome that like they can learn our culture and they see what we do, really like our traditions. And I think that we should go out there and share it because we're just such a beautiful group of people and we shouldn't stay hidden or we shouldn't just close ourselves off from the world. And I think that from here on out, we should share that and we should be open-minded and accepting other ethnicities into our group of people and the Hmong community. And
I love that statement. My sister's married to a Caucasian guy, and I'll tell you, like, Kuya Yimika, he eats more quetzal than he'll eat me under the table in terms of quetzal. He's more in that regards. He's more Hmong than I am. So
Yes. Mhm.
I think
And see, that's so beautiful. Like they eat things that they've never seen before, and they're it's so amazing to see them like it or to be so in love with something. And
mm,
it's that connection that we're able to build with other people outside of the Hmong people. And that's what my platform is on, is being open minded and accepting.
I've met some like half Hmong, half
Mhm.
other ethnicity folks, and it's great, and but sometimes it's a little sad too, because they feel like they don't have the equal footing and space in the community, and I don't think that should necessarily be the case. And I love your platform that you address this issue of interracial marriage and dating and whatnot. And yeah, I look forward to seeing what you do this year. Well, I mean, it's been we're not gonna do this for 2 hours. I'm not gonna eat too much of your time, but it has been a true pleasure for you to be here, in the little amount of time that, I had to work with you. It's been a real pleasure. You've been, absolutely courteous and kind in everything that you do. I wish you the best in this coming year, and I think you're gonna do great things in your career, beyond this. Um, is there anything that you'd like to say to your fans or sponsors or anyone else that might be watching?
Yes, I do. First and foremost, I'd like to thank my family and my mom, my dad in heaven. Without
Mm,
them, I would not be here today. So, all of my family that's watching right now, I want to tell you guys thank you. I love you guys, and I would not be the woman that I am today without you guys being my backbone. I'd like to thank my main sponsor, Cali Shine Import Production, for sticking by my side and being here every step of the way. Not just Cali Shine, I also like to thank the Fresno Center for their support, for being here with me since Sacramento's pageant and believing in me.
mm,
I'd like to thank Jerkylicious. It's a local, our local Hmong jerky business, and they have probably the best jerky I've ever tried. So Jerkylicious on Facebook. I like to thank Beyond Bok Choy Farm. I like to thank Yummy Treats from Wisconsin. It's a
mm,
Hmong cookie business that was voted #1 ooey gooey cookies in
yep,
Wisconsin, and that is our Hmong brother who has voted that.
mm,
So Yummy Treats on Facebook. If you guys want some bomb cookies, he sent me a box, and they were amazing. They live
mm,
up to that #1
mm,
cookies. I like to thank Pillbox Pharmacy here in Fresno and 500 Club Casino. I'd like to give them the biggest shout out as well for being one of my biggest sponsors,
mm,
and believing in my dreams and believing in me. They are a local 20 table card room here in Clovis, California. So if you're in Fresno or Clovis and you're looking for a card room that has amazing food from American, Italian, Mexican, or Asian, with great customer service, 500 Club Casino is the place for you. And then
mm.
last but not least, thank you to my supporters, my fans, everyone who's just been on this journey with me from day one. And I'd like to thank HCNYC. Thank you to President Mitch. Thank you to the board members and everyone who made this New Year's possible for me to even have the opportunity to go and be in a beauty pageant. The New Year's was beautiful. So thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to my supporters, my sponsors, my family. Thank you, Long,
Oh,
the
it's
best
a
for last.
pleasure. Thank you for
Thank you,
coming
Long.
on board.
I had to save the best for last. Thank you, Long, for hosting and being such an amazing person in the community. Thank you for your time. Thank you for recording us. I know you said you were feeling sick and kacheng to record this. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Now I have this film to watch for the rest of my life. I'm going to show it to my kids one day. And you know, guys, who recorded that Long from Paradise. So I'm very honored to be on this show with you today. So thank
Very
you.
good. Well, I thank all our viewers. Thank you, especially. I know you're super busy, and I think your life is going to get extremely busy this year. I
Yes.
hope that talk your
Thank you.
family, and may you do great things for the community this coming year, and may it be a stepping stone for you to doing much greater things. I know you well, and so you will be graduating soon too,
Yes,
uh,
I'll be graduating in May with my bachelor's
in psychology.
in psychology. Yes.
So she's going to do really great things. Thank you so much for coming to Hmongoose Live. If you haven't already, please follow Amy Moua.9 on Facebook. And then also, if you like what Hmongoose is doing, then please follow and support Hmongoose too. Amy, have a blessed night and
You too.
good night,
Okay.
everybody.
Good night, everyone. Thank